Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you sincerely for taking the time to join us today. We really appreciate the opportunity to connect with organizations and leaders who play such an important role in supporting Aruba's business ecosystem, entrepreneurs, professionals, and economic development. For those I haven't yet had the opportunity to meet, my name is Suzette Lowe, co-founder of the One Caribbean Business Network Foundation, or also known as OCBN. Joining me today is our other co-founder, Ryan Davis. Ryan, would you like to take the floor?
Thank you, Suzette, and hello, everybody. I'll keep this brief. I'm Ryan. My professional background has mostly centered around business development, operational strategy, and supporting organizations through growth. Over the past decade or so, much of my work has brought me to the different corners of the Caribbean, including Aruba, which I can't wait to get back to soon. About a year and a half ago, Suzette and I met through what was then the Curaçao Business Network. And from our early conversations, it was easy to recognize that together we had the potential of building something meaningful and at a regional level. Fast forward to today, and I'm especially encouraged by the enthusiasm we've been seeing from other government leaders and institutions who also recognize that a stronger Caribbean collaboration isn't only possible through OCBN, but is necessary in the global economic situation we're in. With that, I just want to say that I'm honored to support this effort alongside Suzette and alongside our amazing ambassadors. I'm continually inspired, especially by Giandra's leadership. She's your Aruba ambassador, and her commitment to the community, not only in business. Anyway, grateful to be a part of this growing initiative and great to talk to you.
Thank you, Ryan. Our story and our journey so far has been all about divine alignment, and that includes being fortunate enough to connect with the amazing Giandra. So we did not come alone today. On the call here with us is our ambassador, OCBN Aruba ambassador, Giandra de Cuba, our OCBN Curaçao ambassador, Farah Kabara, our OCBN Suriname ambassador, Reyes Betlu, could unfortunately not make it due to technical difficulties. And also here today is our OCBN Jamaica ambassador, Gaynell Watson. And lastly but not leastly, our newly appointed OCBN Barbados ambassador, Donna Wilkinson. You will hear from them later in the call. So today's session is intended to be collaborative and conversational. We'd like to introduce OCBN more formally, explain why it was created, share how it is evolving regionally, and explore how economic interest groups such as yourself can leverage the platform, and most importantly, discuss how we can create value together. So yes, in short, today's session will include a brief framing presentation of OCBN, our ambassador introductions, open discussion and Q&A, and then a live walkthrough at the end of the OCBN platform. This roundtable is about structure and not competition. We recognize that Aruba already has a strong organizations and initiatives and leadership. Our goal is not to replace or compete with what already exists. Our goal is to help strengthen visibility, engagement, and regional connectivity. So across the Caribbean, we constantly hear the same message. We need more collaboration. Yet, despite that shared intention, fragmentation remains one of the region's biggest challenges. Organizations often work towards similar goals without visibility into each other's initiatives. Entrepreneurs struggle to identify the right support networks, organizations, and opportunities, and many valuable initiatives remain isolated within individual islands or sectors. At OCBN, we believe the future of the Caribbean depends not only on what we build individually, but on how effectively we connect collectively. What began in Curaçao has now expanded to Aruba, Suriname, Jamaica, and also Barbados. And that momentum continues to grow. OCBN was intentionally designed around 3 pillars. Firstly, structured visibility and access for helping businesses, organizations, and stakeholders become more visible and more connected through our online and in-person networking. Secondly, a shared environment, a space where organizations and individuals can engage, collaborate, and strengthen one another's work rather than operating in isolation, where we intentionally created a space for network organizations on our platform and on our app, shared with entrepreneurs, professionals, investors, and other stakeholders. And the third pillar is designed collaboration, moving collaboration from a talking point into something supported by intentional structure. This is visible through our ambassador-led chapters. OCBN was created to reduce fragmentation and strengthen meaningful collaboration across the Caribbean. So for you, and this is why you are here, this creates several opportunities. A verified organizational presence within a growing Caribbean ecosystem, structured visibility for initiatives, programs, and events, and opportunities for regional collaboration and knowledge sharing. Ultimately, the goal is simple: less fragmentation, greater visibility, and stronger engagement. So this is where things do become a little bit more practical. Organizations can connect directly with members, entrepreneurs, professionals, and counterpart organizations across the Caribbean. They can create and manage industry-specific groups and facilitate discussions around topics important to their sector. They can promote events, share announcements, showcase initiatives, and maintain visibility throughout the year. And importantly, organizations are obviously not limited to Aruba alone. The ecosystem creates opportunities for regional relationships, visibility, and collaboration. One challenge almost every organization faces today is visibility, not getting lost in the noise. Social media platforms increasingly rely on algorithms that limit organic reach and often require paid promotion. Many organizations invest significant effort into valuable content and events, only to discover that only a small percentage of the audience actually sees it. OCBN was designed differently. If someone joins your organization's community, follows your page, or joins your group, engagement is not dependent on advertising spend. The focus is on meaningful business engagement and collaboration rather than competing with algorithms. For every economic interest group is invited, therefore, to create a complementary influencer-level organizational profile at no cost. This includes an organization page, event publishing, group creation, announcements, member engagement tools, and regional visibility. In addition, participating organizations can extend a 50% discount on our OCBN Discoverer membership to their members, where applicable. This creates additional value and access to the wider Caribbean ecosystem. And in this case, our OCBN Discoverer membership is costed at $12 per month, so your members will pay $6 a month. At this point, I would love for our ambassadors to briefly introduce themselves and share a few words about their countries, communities, and what excites them about regional collaboration. Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to OCBN. Okay, so as you all know, my name is Farah Kabara. I am ambassador for OCBN here in Curaçao. I've been doing business on the island for 25 years already in different sectors. I am now focusing more on real estate, insurance, and mortgage on the island. I've been doing this for 15 years. And in this area alone, I have experienced Curaçao's growth on hand. Regional collaboration has become one of the most exciting areas of growth for the island. So, CARICOM and functional cooperations, Curaçao has actively pursued associate membership in the Caribbean community, CARICOM, which opens incredible doors for regional trade, shared education initiatives, and joint climate resilience strategies with its Caribbean neighbors. So the ABC Alliance collaboration among the islands, ABC Islands, Aruba, Bonaire, and Curaçao, has never been more viral and vital than we are now. From streamlining inter-island travel and tourism marketing to launching joint sustainable energy projects, the islands are realizing that they are much stronger together than apart. So economic and financial hubbing with its robust legal framework and advanced digital infrastructure, Curaçao is positioning itself as a central player for regional financial technology, maritime logistics, and green energy initiatives in the Southern Caribbean. So in short, Curaçao isn't just surviving on the global stage, it's actively building bridges, which is where OCBN really can be a help for us. By blending its distinct local community spirit with a forward-thinking approach to regional partnerships, the island is stepping into a highly influential role in the Caribbean basin. So this is most of my ideas of how OCBN, together with all that's going on the island, can really benefit from.
Thank you, Farah. And let's also mention the blue wave.
Of course. That doesn't
Can't
even need
forget
to be
that.
mentioned. It's everywhere.
Thanks, Farah. Okay,
Thank
Relisa,
you.
unfortunately, I don't think she's here yet. Okay, now would you like to introduce yourself?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Gaynell Watson. I am your chapter ambassador for the island of Jamaica, right? I'm one of the newest kids on the block, but it's so good to be here, seeing all the people from Aruba. Welcome to this economic roundtable. And I'm happy to be here. So I am a speaker, a coach, a trainer, a realtor. I'm a lot of things here in Jamaica. But as mentioned before, it's important for us to be able to come together as a Caribbean network and be able to share what we have. So it is very important that doing business in Jamaica, or Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce always says in Jamaica, you can't just move forward by doing business with the 3 million people here. Yes, 3 million may sound like a lot for Aruba and the other countries, but even here in Jamaica, we realize that we have a lot to offer. And we also would like to get a lot from the other countries that we are surrounded by. So even for me, it's important that I'm able to look to what else is happening in the Caribbean to see how best we can share, both giving and receiving. And as a community, we can come together. Economic progress, of course, does not happen in isolation. It is something that when we realize here in Jamaica, we can benefit from something in Aruba and vice versa. That is something we also want to ensure that we're doing, right? So as a Caribbean, we come together, we have more similarities than differences. And this is something that we ensure we want to do business with everyone in the Caribbean. So big up and hello from Jamaica. And I'm looking forward to the rest of the roundtable. Thank you.
Thank you
Well
so
said,
much.
Gaynell.
I just realized that there's a mistake on our screen here. Donna, our very recent acquisition and appointment. You are most welcome from Barbados and not from Jamaica. Donna, do you want to say a few words? So happy to see you here.
Thank you so much. Sure. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Donna Wilkinson Clark. Well, Donna Wilkinson, I'm dropping the Clark. And I am the ambassador for Barbados, the Barbados chapter. Just a bit about Barbados. Barbados is really known for we're driven by tourism, international business, as well as our financial services. We are engaging on a drive now to encourage entrepreneurship across Barbados, and this is where I fit in as a facilitator, an entrepreneur myself, and working with various ministries across Barbados, particularly the Ministry of Youth, as a consultant, working to empower entrepreneurs. We are also very big on innovation. This is Barbados and Barbadians, we are constantly looking for ways to improve and innovate and modernize our processes and the way we do things. Geographically, we are located we're the easternmost country on the chain of islands. We're just outside the hurricane belt. That doesn't mean we don't get hurricanes, but sometimes we get bad weather, sometimes not as severe. They start from Barbados and just build and go elsewhere. We're hoping they shift and not remain on the island chain. One of the things about Barbados that you may or may not know is that we're really focused on regional integration. Our Prime Minister has led the charge in many instances on doing things that benefit the Caribbean, Barbados as well as the Caribbean. Recently, we had an airline touchdown in Barbados directly from Africa. No going through USA, no going through England, directly through Barbados. So we are a hub for a lot of air travel that occurs throughout the region. We are also looking to see and expand our reach across the region. How can I see OCBN benefiting through this partnership? Really, the name alone, the whole ethos surrounding One Caribbean Business Network really brings together all that we are in Barbados. So I can see a lot of synergies. I can see a lot of support coming through Barbados to the One Caribbean Business Network. And for me, myself, I'm very community-minded. I like teams. I like family. And this is what drew me to this organization. It was actually through Gaynell who alerted me that this organization existed. And from the time she shared it, I was on board. I was sold and I was ready to join. So I am pleased to be here. I am looking forward to everything that is going to come because I feel it is positive deep in me that there are so many possibilities out there for us as a group and as a region. Thank you so much.
Donna. And this is just
Well said.
proof in the pudding that networking works and collaboration works. Thank you. And now over to our OCBN Aruba ambassador, Jeandra de Cuba.
Thank you, Suzanne. As Suzanne mentioned, my name is Jeandra de Cuba, founder of Level Up Leadership and Personal Development Training and the OCBN Aruba ambassador. When I started Level Up, my vision was never limited to Aruba alone. And my belief has always been that we can build a stronger Caribbean through education, leadership development, entrepreneurship, and meaningful connections between people as well as organizations. And that vision is what led me to OCBN. And what immediately resonated with me was that OCBN is not simply a networking platform. It is a community that shares a similar belief. By connecting entrepreneurs and professionals across the islands, we can create opportunities that would otherwise not exist. As a business owner, OCBN has already opened doors to markets, relationships, and collaborations that would have been much more difficult and time-consuming to develop just on my own. And through the network, I have also built connections with entrepreneurs and organizations in Curaçao, Suriname, Jamaica, St. Martin, and beyond. And that makes me proud, both as an entrepreneur as well as the ambassador of Aruba. But what makes me even more proud are the people that I have met through our events here in Aruba. Every month, we bring together entrepreneurs, professionals, and leaders who may never have crossed paths otherwise. And new conversation starts, new ideas emerge, and new collaborations are formed. And that is exactly how stronger businesses and ecosystems are being built. What started in Curaçao has actually evolved into a growing Caribbean ecosystem focused on networking, collaboration, visibility, as well as connection. Today, OCBN connects entrepreneurs and professionals across multiple Caribbean jurisdictions and continues to grow through strategic partnerships, educational initiatives, mentorship opportunities, and collaborations with organizations. Here in Aruba, for instance, we have our Impact Hub Aruba that we have partnered up already with from the very beginning. The goal for OCBN is not rapid expansion. Rather, the goal is meaningful expansion because sustainable ecosystems are built through trust, relationships, as well as shared values. And then why Aruba? Well, Aruba is very unique. It is uniquely positioned to play an important role within this growing Caribbean ecosystem. Our island is home to approximately 3,700 small and medium-sized businesses. And these businesses represent the vast majority of our private sector and are key drivers of employment, innovation, and economic activity. At the same time, Aruba continues to position itself for growth in areas such as digital entrepreneurship, creative industries, renewable energy, innovation, agriculture, and international business development. And this creates a significant opportunity, not only for Aruba to benefit from the regional connections, but also to contribute to its knowledge, talent, and entrepreneurial spirit to the wider Caribbean. And we believe that Aruba has an important role to play in helping shape a more connected Caribbean business community. Because when we encounter entrepreneurs, our expertise, and our opportunities across borders, we also become even stronger.
Thank you, Giandra. Thank you so, so much for that insight. So happy to have you. I must say, I attended the very first launch event in Aruba, and oh my gosh, it was just magical. It really was magical. The welcome was so warm. It was such a pleasure to be there, and to watch you also thrive in that community is amazing. Thank you. So why are you here today, and why did we invite you to this presentation? Today we are inviting you to explore onboarding, onboarding our platform, onboarding in our network. We invite you to create a verified organizational presence on our platform and our network. Extend additional value to your members, participate in regional collaborations to help shape the future of this ecosystem. And just a reminder that this is a shared effort as we're speaking about collaboration. Immediate next steps for you, organizations that are interested in participating in the One Caribbean Business Network. We invite you to complete your organizational onboarding. We will go through the actual steps with you as well. We want to invite you to create your profile, invite your teams, begin sharing events and opportunities through the platform. It is the best way and the easiest way to get visibility and, of course, to extend access to your members at the 50% discounted rate. Participation is flexible, it is free, and collaboration is highly encouraged. Onboarding is easy, and you can do this by sharing the name and email of your representative, the person who will be managing the page along with the other social media pages that they already manage. And we would also need a bespoke email address for your organization. So those two things and then we can start the onboarding process. You can also register your interest on the link in the chat. I think Ryan might have shared the link, but we can share the link in the chat, and then we will walk you through the onboarding process. So at this point, we want you to just consider maybe a couple of questions. We want to open the floor for questions, discussions, reflections, feedback. Your perspectives are really valuable to us as we continue shaping this particular ecosystem. So feel free to unmute yourself if you've got a question or a comment or anything to add or to ask. Feel free to do that. I am aware of the time, and I do know that we are 5 minutes over our intended 30 minutes. So if we can't answer your questions today, please feel free to reach out to us, to Giandra. Join the platform. We are very available on messaging. Anything, anyone? No? Cool. Then I'm going to say thank you very much for your time. We really, really appreciate you. If you want to hang on, I'm going to do a walk through our platform because I think it is really, really critical that you actually get a snapshot of what not only you, but also your members would kind of sign up for when they do join. And so really thank you if you need to run, we understand. We truly appreciate the opportunity to connect with you, and we will definitely stay connected with you. We will also send the recording afterwards, also just with brief steps in terms of how to join our amazing ecosystem. And we look forward to continue conversations. We are open and available to do further presentations or set up formal meetings. And without further ado, Ryan, is there anything that you want to say before I continue into the walk?
Real quick, I think Carol had her hand up for a second there, so I don't want to move on too quickly unless somebody else has an opportunity. Carol, did you have something you wanted to mention or ask?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the invite. I just wanted to ask if the PowerPoint presentation is being shared with us.
It will be shared with you, yes.
Okay, thank
you.
We do have a couple different versions of pitch decks too. So if you had something specific that you wanted to take back to a board or maybe your minister's office, we're happy to adjust however we can do that. We did the same thing for Curaçao and really just kind of catered it to help you in, I guess, explaining in an easier way what this is all about. It's pretty easy when you kind of live in it for a year and a half like we have, but in an overall summary, it's basically we're leveling the playing field against some of those big players where the topic is data sovereignty. We're focusing in on the Caribbean, and we don't have to be beholden to a quarterly profit statement because we are a nonprofit foundation. It's through our memberships and through supporting collaboration that we're able to exist. And so the more associations that we can help and support to give that exposure to, the more the Caribbean will thrive. So that's my quick little sales pitch for you, but we're here for any other insights or questions that we can answer as well. Suzette, you want to give the show and tell?
Yes, I'm going to do that. I also want to just explain the links in the chat. We did do a keynote presentation about a month ago. It was a very powerful presentation. So please go and watch it and share it with anyone that you feel might need to see it. And then, of course, there's also the link where you can actually request to join as a network organization. So yes, let me take it away. I am going to, go through this fairly briefly, but I think it is really important that you see what we have already created. This is not the final product, by the way. We are still evolving. We are still developing. There are very important business features, particularly that we want to add to this. But just in short, what you see is our platform. So the page, you can see my screen, right? The page, is where you land on is a feed page. You will see a snapshot of some groups, messages, that you've had with other members, events, and there's a bit of a showcase of businesses that are on the platform. And then the next tab that you will see, and this is really, really important, by the way. This is really the place where I believe in future will create the most value of this network and ecosystem we are creating. And we think of it as groups, but not in the world of Facebook groups where there's like 1,000 Curaçao tourism groups or Aruba tourism groups. There will be one. We curate these groups. We make sure that there is only one of. And this is where discussions can happen, because these groups and these smaller communities that you can create as a network organization can either be public or private. And think about bigger discussions like connectivity, flights, etc., throughout the Caribbean, which is a big topic as well. So that is really where most of the value is. That we already have a number of groups created. The next one is the events. Again, huge value for network organizations when they have initiatives and events that courses, master classes, whatever they want to showcase. You can add an event either internally or with an external link, which can take you through your registration page. Paid events, free events, doesn't matter. You can list them all here. As you can see, we are a partner of Canto as well, and you will see the Canto event there. As a side note, we are going there, and we're taking a regional delegation to Canto. So if that is where you want to be, reach out to us. And then also the network, and this is going to become your kind of living space. These are people I'm connected with. These are people that I'm not connected with yet. And then network organizations is really where you will be living. And as you can see, it's really intentional that we created this. And when you look at what your page would look like, Curaçao Innovation and Technology Institutes is a very good example. You are able to obviously share all your links and your information, description, mission, vision, purpose. You will have one main contact who can be messaged directly and contacted directly, and other representatives. And these are just posts that they have done. The beauty of this, obviously, it gives you direct access to your members and it gives you direct visibility. And then messaging is just straightforward messaging as you have on every other platform. And then for your members, we've got two features that would make them want to join. The one is a directory, which is a regional directory, remember, so they've got visibility throughout the region for their business. And then on their marketplace, we've got they can list their services and their products. And this is all visibly publicly. When you want to connect with one of these sellers or service providers, you do need to create a profile in order to message them directly. It's just for protection. So basically, that is our platform. Future development will include an LNS system for training. Training is critical for entrepreneurs. So we are really trying to create something that can be used for any entrepreneur or business out there. And also we do have an app that people can download, and they will get access. They will get notifications as they get messages. Giandra, yes.
Yes, one thing that I want to emphasize is that we have three ways of connecting with each other. So we have the platform, which is the main thing, or the main platform. But also we have locally, currently on Aruba and on Curaçao, and soon as well on Suriname, we have monthly in-person events, in-person networking events, and monthly we have one online Global Connect meeting. And in the Global Connect meeting, that is where you can also connect with everybody from across the Caribbean or well, globally who join and network, and that's how you also create those one-on-one relationships. It is a threefold at this moment that we're building across the Caribbean.
Very important, yeah. As we increase with AI and technology, etc., personal relationships will always be the first, kind of very important pillar for us. So, in-person connections.
I would just add to, honestly, it's OCBN is taking the idea of networking to the next level. Never before have we seen a platform that's specific for uniting entrepreneurs in the same ecosystem space as the associations that exist to support those entrepreneurs and small businesses. So what we feel is going to spread like wildfire in the OCBN or the Caribbean region may potentially be something that we see global. So happy to say, born in the Caribbean.
Yeah, and definitely, I mean, that African connection as well. I mean, if you go onto our Global Connect events, you will see people from everywhere. And yeah, there are great stories of connections that were built between Africa and Canada. I mean, we could not control over where people call in from. So it's just a global community, and we are happy to have absolutely everybody. Our doors open. Our membership fees to join as a member is free. And then there's a tiered level membership, and it is nothing compared to any other formal business network communities. Entry level is $12, and again, if what you can offer to your members is that entry level becomes $6 a month. So attainable. We want to keep it accessible for everybody. At the moment, we've got over 800 members. We only launched our platform at the end of last year. We're very proud of what we've achieved so far. And this is going to be an amazing year. Any questions? Because that's the only way to get us to stop talking about this, is to speak and to ask.
I have to apologize. I have to go. I noted a few questions, but I will be in contact with Giandra so that we can further discuss.
Awesome. Thank you so much
You're
for
in
being
good
here.
hands.
Really appreciate you.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, I also have to round it up, unfortunately, but I just wanted to say thank you for the invitation, especially to Giandra. For me, it is, I think, a very, it's going to be a very important network platform, because I think in a further meeting, maybe I can discuss a little bit more about PEL, Platform Education and Labor, because it is, in fact, the link between education and labor markets in Aruba. And also within, we have close cooperation with the other islands as well on educational platforms. So I think it's interesting. So unfortunately, I do not have a lot of time to further elaborate about this, but I think it's very interesting, and I'm happy to for today to have received this information, and I'm sure we will get the chance to collaborate further.
Absolutely. And Giandra is there if ever you need. She's the
Yes.
reach out, and she's a rock star for us. So happy to connect one-on-one if we need.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for joining.
Thank you for having me.